Hello guys and welcome to Building a Business Instagram Part 1. In this video, we're going to be talking about the basics of using your Instagram for business instead of for personal. Now, the first thing we need to talk about is attraction marketing. And the reason for that is this really is the foundation of what we all use to build our business. To explain it in simple forms, I would explain attraction marketing as being your authentic self and therefore attracting people to you. So what we need to do is be our authentic self. What then naturally happens is we attract people to us. What you might have noticed when you come through whoever's Instagram you've come through to be introduced to this business is you didn't feel like you were being sold to. Now, the reason you didn't feel like you were being sold to is because that person has is well on their way. I don't believe we ever fully master anything, but is well on their way to mastering this skill of attraction marketing, or in other words, just does it really well. Okay. And it's not like we're trying to trick anyone or anything like that. It's just we never want to make people feel like a number, and we never want to make someone feel like they are just a sale, because they're not. Okay. And to do that, we need to be our authentic us. So to dive a little deeper, a lot of us have only ever known Instagram as a place for validation. And what I mean by that is we've only ever known Instagram as a place where we showcase the best versions of ourselves, the times where we look the best, where we're wearing our best clothes, where we're doing the most funnest things, and when our life's going really well. Okay. And the reason we post certain pictures or upload certain stories a lot of the time is simply to seek validation. Maybe it's to give our ego a little bit of a boost. Maybe it's to show your ex what he's missing, you know. Very rarely a personal Instagram is used to help people or to inspire people or to even like show parts of our life that maybe aren't like the best. And there's absolutely no shame in that. I've like been there. I used my Instagram purely for validation in the past before I started this business. It's not a bad thing. It's literally just what we're all kind of shown, isn't it? Like we see everyone else doing it and we follow in their footsteps and we do the same thing too. But when we're building a business, we cannot do that. All right. So what's the difference, right? Instead of posting the pictures and videos and stories when everything is hunky-dory and all roses in our life, we actually want to use our Instagram to inspire people, to show the parts of our life that aren't maybe, incredible, to really step out of our comfort zone to help people, to show the vulnerable side of us so other people can resonate with us and maybe see that they've gone through the same thing as us, right? To really showcase what we've learned to help someone have a realization. Okay, there's so many parts to attraction marketing, but overall, no matter how someone's doing their attraction marketing, they are doing everything I've just said, right? So hopefully that makes sense. Now, when you start running ads, it's really important that you've got some substance to your Instagram. If you're running ads like let me help you build a business, and then they go onto your profile and they just see pictures of you in really nice dresses having drinks with your friends, that is not congruent whatsoever. Like them two things do not go together. And so as you can imagine, someone coming through that ad and then seeing that on Instagram isn't going to get very far. Like the ads aren't going to do very well. Their attraction marketing isn't being done properly at all. Okay. So before we run ads, we really need to have a basic understanding of this, and we really need to have implemented it a little bit for a few weeks and have some posts on there that are using Instagram with attraction marketing rather than for validation before we run ads. So this really is the first step. I really hope I've covered that in a way that you guys can understand. But as you go on, your learning and understanding of attraction marketing is going to deepen, okay? And at the end, I'm going to give you some tips on how to learn a little bit more about this. And in order to do that, you need to be able to decide if you're going to use your current Instagram or if you're going to create a new one. Now, I know that Jake and Lauren have spoken about this in another video in much more detail, so I am just going to keep it short and sweet. But here's my kind of take on it and my perspective. So I actually did both. I started a new one and then ended up using my personal. using my personal is the one that worked for me. And so, of course, I'm a little bit more of an advocate for that one, but I really want to give two sides of the coin here. But we'll start with the pros of using your current Instagram. Okay. Firstly, there's already a lot of pictures on there, right? You've already got a base of an Instagram. And what that means is going forward in the future, people are going to be able to see your growth. They're going to be able to see how far you've come. And when starting a new Instagram, they're still going to see that as well. It's just that with using your current one, they're going to actually see the you before the business as well. And of course, that's like, you know, the more growth people can see, the better, right? The other real positive is you've already got so many people on that Instagram that know, like, and trust you. And as we all know, when people start to get to know, like, and trust you, they will more than likely want to join on this journey with you, because people like people, right? That whole attraction marketing thing again. So yeah, you've already got that on there, all right, on your current Instagram, people that know, like, and trust you. So you've already got a lot of potential people that are going to join on this journey with you, which is exactly what happened with me. The other real positive thing is you don't need to like start from scratch, which, as we all know, like starting anything from scratch is a little bit harder, isn't it? However, if you can't get over the fear of what other people think, that is really going to hold you back. And don't get me wrong, like, you're not expected to get over it straight away. Like, I'll show you in a minute a bit of a timeline on that. But if you like, if it's been like 4 months, for example, and you still just can't be your authentic self on your personal Instagram, and you can't like get rid of that fear of what other people think, then it's probably going to be best for you to just start a new Instagram, and then you have a fresh slate and you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Okay. So there's a real like fine line between you know, wanting to like push yourself and get out of that comfort zone, to when it's like just been too long and you still haven't been able to push yourself or be your authentic self, right? And you need to really judge that. Okay. So also starting a new one, yeah, it is of course a little bit more work at first, and probably a little bit more overwhelming and daunting, like starting a whole new Instagram from scratch. But it can absolutely be done. I've seen so many people start a new Instagram from the start, and yeah, they've absolutely gone and smashed their business. So it's not going to hold you back in that sense. You just need to put a little bit more effort and energy into building that up initially. Okay. And I think that's about it, guys. Like, the decision on this is entirely yours. It really is, whichever one works for you. And like I said, I started a new one and then decided that, you know, what am I doing? Like, I'm just going to use my personal. I can't be asked to start all of this new one. I'm just going to get over that fear. And I did it, right? And so my point of that is, you might choose an option and then decide, actually, no, I'm going to do this one instead. And it could work both ways. And it has done with some of my team members. They've chose to start their own and then gone to their personal, and vice versa. Okay. So firstly, just make a decision, test it. It may be the one that works for you, it may not. And yeah, go from that. The most important thing is just getting started. As I said before, I'm going to show you a little bit of a timeline on how that kind of overcoming fear can look. And I'm going to do that by using my team member Lily as an example. No, that's not her actual name. That's her nickname that I've given her, because this is her name here. And if you can pronounce that, honestly, well done you. I cannot. Anyway, as you can see, Lily is someone that posted pictures that got a lot of likes. They were one-word captions. They weren't out to inspire anyone. They weren't helping anyone. This is like a typical Instagram of what I described 2 slides ago, right? Someone that used Instagram for validation and posted like pictures where she looked incredible all the time, right? None of these captions are ever going to help anyone or inspire anyone, right? So hopefully now you've actually seen that. You can see what I was trying to get at a couple of slides ago. Lily was so scared to use her personal Instagram for business, but she really wanted to overcome that fear and get out of her own head. Yeah, she really wanted to use it. So here's what we did. And I say we because, yeah, I did help her on these posts, and I'm sure if you feel like you need help, that your coach will help you, just reach out to them. Although don't hold me on that. Maybe they won't. Okay, that's their decision, and they're not wrong if they won't help you. It's just we all of course have different styles of coaching. So yeah, I did help her a little bit on these. Please feel free to pause the screen and read these fully if you want to and you want to really get like a full understanding of how that transition happened. But for now, I'm just going to go over it briefly. So we started off with just a little bit more than one word captions, right? So even this was like a huge step in itself. Like she was fully scared to even just post like more than one word captions, right? Scared of what other people were thinking, if they were going to judge her and all of that usual stuff. But each time she did it, she got a little bit deeper. She kind of opened up a little bit more. She got a little bit more vulnerable. And each time she did it, that fear, her brain then realized, okay, there's nothing to actually be scared of. Like we're still alive. Let's get rid of that fear a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And that's how it happened. Okay. So yeah, we started off just kind of like taking little baby steps and opening up a little bit more, mentioning business here and there, or not the word business, but started to like kind of slowly introduce it. Like for example here, so recently I took a huge step, something I'm really proud of. Like she hasn't actually mentioned it, but like she's getting there, right? She's building it up. And then by about the fifth or sixth post, we did the big reveal. Okay. So as I said, just going back a little bit, because I think it's always good when something's been explained to you to then like see it with your own eyes. So remember I said, before you run ads, you need to have some kind of substance. This is the substance I'm talking about, right? Just something where you've gone from this to this, and you need to have a little bit of this before you even start running ads. Okay. Anyway, fifth or sixth post, we write this. Okay. And this is going into her why, which what we mean, because you'll hear that a lot. Your why is like why you're here. Why have you started this business? Why are you here? Balancing a business a full-time job. Like, what's your end goal? What's your reasoning for being here? And that's usually what drives people. Okay. So her why, she was faced with the reality of potentially losing her brother. So he got quite ill. I think it was either ill or he had an accident, and she almost lost him. And in the moments where it was unsure if her brother was even gonna make it out alive out of this situation or not, she had some huge realizations, and she was just like, you know what, life is way too short to be working in a job that takes up all of my time that I don't really enjoy. And that's what led her here, building a business. Okay. And so she opened up about that on her Instagram, and then she followed it with, being super honest and vulnerable and saying, look, I am so scared to tell you guys this, but I've started a business. And that's the best thing we can do, is just be honest and be open and be vulnerable. And if someone is going to judge you, you don't want them in your life anyway. So like, you just need to thank them for showing you that you don't actually want them in your life, and you say goodbye with love and peace and wish them all the best. So yeah, then she realized that there was never anything to worry about in the first place. The fear has been overcome, and now, because she's overcome that fear, it's not there anymore. Like she did it, she spoke about her business. There's nothing to be scared of. So now she can actually go on just being her authentic self. She's overcome that fear. It's done. Once it's done, it's done. That's the thing. Once you actually just do that thing you're super scared of, the fear goes. And so yeah, super proud of her. Anyway, we've spoke about business once. Like, are we gonna keep speaking business, 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 business? Well, maybe in like a way where we talk about it from different angles, but yeah, certainly not. You're not going to repeat yourself all the time and be like, I started a business, I build a business, blah blah blah, like repeating them same few things, are you? So here's an idea of what I do. As I've said at the writing on the screen, this is just what I do. Please don't think you have to do it. I'm just showing you how I do it. And some of you are going to find it easier to use a different method or just post as and when. I use topic rotation. So what that means is I've got like 4 different topics and I rotate around them. Okay, again, feel free to pause this screen and read so you can understand like exactly what they are. But briefly, obviously, one's business. Now, business can be from so many different angles, right? It, like within Enagic, we promote so many different things. Yeah, we've got the business opportunity, but we also promote like toxic-free living, plastic waste reduction, like all aspects of health, all aspects of wealth. So business could be anything on that. Personal, I get raw, I get vulnerable, I get deep, I allow people to resonate with me. Value, I try and inspire someone with something I've learned. And then fun, no value and fun. This is just to show like my childish side and to show like a bit of who I am when I'm not being this serious person that is speaking about her deep dark past or trying to teach you a lesson and inspire you or trying to coach you in business, right? This no fun and value is just me being like my silly self. So to give a little bit of like a different perspective on this and how you can do this. So as I said, this within this business, like there's so many different parts to it, right? So your version of this could be like business, actually building a business. Then it could be like plastic, like sustainability. And then your other topic could be chemical-free living and health. And then your other topic could be, I don't know, something else to do with the business, right? So they could all be business related for you, and that's still doing attraction marketing properly, but you just focus on different topics within the business, okay? Or maybe this isn't what you want to do. You don't want to have topic rotation. You just want to post as and when, and you've got full trust in yourself that what you're going to deliver is what your audience is going to want to hear. As I say, this is just how I do it. It's not the way to do it. So posting when should you be posting? Firstly, more important than how perfect your content is being consistent with it. So we always say like imperfect consistent action is better than perfect consistent action. So posts, these can be a mix of reels, still post, multiple posts. Reels are really good for like potentially getting your profile out there. So it should be a good mix of posts and reels, not just one or the other. And you should be aiming for 4 to 6 times a week on those, and stories every day. So this can be a mix of what you're up to, what business tasks you've got done, or anything of value that's going to help or inspire someone. So just know, like, we all do slack off sometimes, but this is what you should be aiming for, especially at the start of your business, right? You might see that your mentor maybe isn't doing the same, but don't forget they've been there, they've done this, and they've done it for a long time, and they've built their business to where they've got it to now. And therefore they don't need to like aim to post 6 times a week, okay? But especially at the start of your journey, for a fair chunk of the start of your journey, you should be aiming for this as best as you can. Tips and tricks for Instagram. Tip number 1, stalk the hell out of people. Attraction marketing is something we all use. Go and see how everyone does it. Use this to inspire you. I still do this today. I still go and stalk people to get ideas of what I can post and, you know, take screenshots and stuff like that. Listen to podcasts on a walk. This is where my creativity goes through the roof, listening to business podcasts while I'm walking. So give that a try, see if it helps. Engage with as many people as you can at the start of your journey. This is so important. The more people you engage with, the more they're going to engage with you. And so it really helps you build that following, build that engagement. It helps boost your posts. And if you're putting that out to other people, they're going to give it back to you. Okay. So just spend like a few minutes every day just going through and commenting and liking on people's stuff, and sure enough, it will come back to you soon. Okay. Really try not to get overwhelmed. Just start slow. Like I say, the most important thing is you just start, and then you can work on perfecting things later on. Okay. Use your time wisely. There's so much you can be doing. Please don't scroll just to scroll. Like, if you want to scroll for ideas, take screenshots, and just, yeah, don't use time, like don't use anything to distract yourself, because you've just started a business. You should be so excited about doing whatever you can to get this business off the ground. And lastly, just, yeah, have fun, be you, and just start. Anyway, the final thing we need to do is we need to become business official. The steps on how to do that are on the screen. I'm not going to go through it. Pause this video, go through them. You can see here I've typed in business to get this part up. Click there, then click there. You will be able to choose between creator and business account. I always choose creator because I think you've got less restrictions, like you can use the music and stuff like that. Personal choice, obviously entirely up to you again. But yeah, anyway, hope this video has been good. Hope you've enjoyed, hope you've taken something from it, and I'll see you in the next one.